We are still having a little trouble finding our footing since our tremendous start here in Série B with Ituano. Welcome back, everyone, to our Youth Academy Save. I'm Mr. Cellophane. If you've been enjoying the series so far, make sure you hit that like button. Following the last episode, we were finally able to get into the win column. It was a 1-0 affair against Madureira, who came up with us from Série C last year. Corner kick opportunity came in, headed on by Carlau to the feet of Canela, who put it home to give us a 1-0 lead 7 minutes in, and that would be all that we would need. Now remember, our fixture's coming hot and fast, so we tried to keep up with São Jose, and unfortunately they were just the better team on the night. Even though we dominated in possession, were tremendous with our passing, we just could not get the requisite number of shots on goal. Gabriel Rosera did pick up a 20th minute tally with a feed from J. Carlos, but it just was not enough as we fell 2-1. But I think it was just because we were saving our scoring boots for a home tilt against Avaí. J. Carlos picking up a hat trick, including 2 tallies from the penalty spot. Celio Pereira Silva also picking up a goal, along with Victor Reis, who I feel like hasn't scored in quite some time. Our front three were absolutely tremendous in this match, and we cruised to a 5-1 victory. But I think we ended up using all of our scoring prowess in that match because we wouldn't get another goal for quite a while. On the road against Sport Recife, we fell 1-0. Managed to pull out the same result at home against Santa Cruz. And then we threw up an absolute stinker on the road against Guarani FC, losing 3-0. We gave up a penalty. We gave up a last-second goal to Dodo to seal our fate. 3-0. As you can see from the possession numbers, we really didn't do much with the ball, which meant we were not playing our game. We would be much better defensively in the next match, but the result was the same. No goals for us. We held Casillas de Sol to no goals. They even lost Felipe Januario in the second minute of the first half stoppage time. We had an entire half playing against 10 men, and we just could do nothing with it. It then became 5 in a row without us finding the back of the net. We held on for a long time, but Criciúma finally broke through 81 minutes in. Another game where we played our style of football. It's just from before halftime and beyond, they were able to hold on to the match momentum and really ride that wave to a 1-0 victory. So I did what any self-respecting football manager player would do in that situation. I saved the game and I closed it down. And that seemed to work and reset our luck, because at home against América de Natal, we found our scoring boots again. We put 3 on the board, including a beautiful corner delivery from JP onto the head of Igor. João picked up his first senior goal for us as well, off of a pass from Vinny Oliveira. And finally, we got 3 points on the board. But then we crashed right back down to earth with a 2-1 loss at home against Amazonas. They got the scoring opened. We answered quickly, a beautiful square pass from Mateus Conceição onto the boot of J. Carlos, putting it through the legs of the goalkeeper to tie things up. But then Mateus Serafim snuck in behind our defense, one-on-one with the keeper, and Andre just couldn't stop it, and that was enough. Looking at that match momentum graph, you can see that they scored both of their goals against the run of play, and in fact, we absolutely dominated this match from start to finish everywhere but the scoreboard. Luckily for us, it hasn't hurt us too badly. Now, getting promoted out of Série B this year pretty much has fallen by the wayside. We are firmly mid-table in 10th place after 22 matches, sitting on 27 points. The problem is the gap between us and the relegation zone has shrunk. It was 3 points at one section of this run. It is currently 5 ahead of Remo, 6 over Chapecoense and Santa Cruz. So we still need to do a lot of work in our final 16 matches if we want to stay in Série B for another year. What isn't helping is our midfield has been absolutely decimated during this period. Celio Pereira Silva and Victor Reis both missing considerable amounts of time with injuries. Pereira Silva is ready to come back, but only rated for about 45 minutes of play, so he's going to start this one on the bench. We have gotten some activity and some scoring out of our midfield, but just not enough. Andre's going to be in goal. It'll be a back four of Gabriel Diaz, Canela. He'll be paired with Mateus Rocha because Carlau has picked up an illness and he is unavailable for this match. Meanwhile, we're going to get JP back in there. Marcus Enrique got the start in the last match because JP was just absolutely knackered because we are literally playing 2 matches a week, and we have been for the last month and a half. Our midfield is going to be Igor at the base with Paulo Alexandre and Rodrigo Haruki. Jake Carlos, who has played a couple of matches recently at striker, he will be back on the left wing. We are trying him out with a playmaking winger role to see if maybe we can get him a little more involved when he's out on the left side. Mateus Conceição is going to be on the right, and Gabriel Rosera is back in. He'll wear the captain's armband and will once again serve as our striker. The first of back-to-back contests in Serie B on the road against América de Mineiro. Hopefully we can get something done and continue to get unstuck, because we really need to string a couple of matches with points together, and hopefully ones where we score goals. No longer being in contention for promotion this year doesn't bother me. It's honestly a position I did not expect for us to be even remotely in this season. I mean, it's a little disheartening that we are falling so far from that top 4 with over a third of the year left to go. As long as we can string together a couple of results and make sure that we are safe for another year, I think we can really do a lot to build in Serie B next year, as that shot on is going to go over the crossbar. Andre not really troubled by it. We have made one move, and that is Marcus Antonio. He had only made 3 substitute appearances now that we've gone to a 1-striker system with Gabriel Rosera up front, with Jay Carlos as his primary backup, even when he is getting the start on the left wing. It's not that it made him expendable. We just wanted to make sure that Marcus Antonio continued to develop as a striker. He is only 17 years old, so we did loan him out for the remainder of the season back down into Serie B. Hopefully he will get quite a bit of playing time there. We will take a look, most likely not in this episode, but potentially the next, at all of our players out on loan and see how they're doing, because there are a lot of them. Jake Carlos coming awfully close in the 43rd minute off of that free kick. Forced the save out of the goalkeeper. So JP with a corner opportunity, sending it in, finding Igor. What a save by Pedro Rocha. And they are able to scramble it away. Conceição gets it to Rodrigo Haruki. He'll lay it off. Mateus Rocha, Canela up ahead. Igor looking to pivot it forward. Jay Carlos, Gabriel Rosera quickly to Haruki. Gets around one man, shoots it from distance just outside of the D. And the commentary said just inches wide, but it wasn't nearly as close as I would have liked it to be. I love when both teams have the same color in the match momentum graph. That really makes me feel like the attention to detail in Football Manager 26 is just dead spot on. We are, even after 45, enjoying the majority of the possession once again, still doing a good job completing our passes. Most of them are of the shorter variety. We are definitely playing a much more possession-based game in this system than we ever did in the 4-2-4. It is generally working out for us. We are just not scoring nearly as much as we really should be at this point in the season based on the way that we have played. All of the matches, save for that 3-0 loss, we have been in, and we have played generally well. It's just that final finishing touch that has eluded us way too often this season. I really think that once we get Celio Pereira Silva and Victor Reis back, we will be much better off, because that midfield engine room will really be working in our favor. Speaking of the midfield, right now, Rodrigo Haruki is not doing much of anything, so we are going to get Celio Pereira Silva in. We'll swap him over. We'll have Paulo Alexander playing that channel midfielder role. We've been toying with that as well. So I have been doing a fair amount of tinkering in this time period as well. Marcos Enrique is going to come in for JP, who once again finds himself in a bit of a knackered state. He is cream crackered, as they say. So hopefully we'll be able to rest him up and get him back into the starting lineup for the next match. Not a lot going on in this one. Pretty even in shots on goal on both sides. We have the majority of possession. We're winning the XG battle. We are just not winning the war. So let's make some final changes. Jay Carlos will go back up top. We will bring in Vinny Oliveira as our left wing. Gabriel Rosera hasn't fallen off, but we just have not seen the same production from him in the second portion of the season than we were early on. In fact, Jay Carlos, helped along by those 2 penalties, of course, but that hat trick against Avia really helped him to get ahead of Gabriel Rosera on the scoring chart, and he is our leading scorer so far for the season. Can we do something in the waning moments? There is 1 minute remaining of 5 minutes added on in the second half. We are moving it forward. Pereira Silva up for Jay Carlos, throwing it up the left wing into the path of Vinny Oliveira. Bit of a heavy touch, still with it along the byline, cuts it back. Oliveira still with it, drops it to Igor. He'll take a shot, and that was close, but no cigar. Probably our best effort in the second half, but again, it comes to naught. No goals for us. Defensively, we were once again incredibly sound. We pick up a point on the road at América Mineiro. Still in 10th and still 6 points clear of the drop, but our second match in this episode is going to be made just a little bit more difficult. Jay Carlos and Canela both picking up yellow cards in the last match, and they will be unavailable because they're suspended. But it ain't all bad, because after having a little chat with Canela, he no longer wants to leave the club. That's okay. We weren't selling him anyway. We did get some offers in the earlier transfer window, but they just did not meet our valuation, so we kept rejecting them. He didn't make a fuss because he was already upset about wanting to move on to a bigger and better club. Well, now he feels Ituano is the perfect place for him to be. It is amazing how many things can happen in the 3 days between matches. We're going to be without Matheus Conceição as well. He's got a virus, and he's going to miss the next week to 10 days. Oh, and did I mention that we're taking on the team currently sitting at the top of the table? That's right, we are on the road at Atlético Goianiense, and we have made wholesale changes, but we have some returning favorites to the lineup today. Our midfield is going to be comprised of Igor behind Celio Pereira Silva and Victor Reis. Good to see the three of them back together. Gabriel Abdias is going to be on the left back. JP, we do have to keep our eye on his fitness, but he's getting the start on the right side. We do have a massive change in center half. Nathan Silva in for Canela, who is out with suspension. Mateus Rocha in for the injured Carlau. Andre, of course, is in goal. Rodrigo Haruki is going to get the start at left wing in place of the suspended Jay Carlos. Vinny Oliveira on the right side in place of the sick Matheus Conceição, and Gabriel Rosera will once again be the striker. However, Goianiense has made 8 changes to their starting lineup. Let's hope they are rotating against us and will take pity on us, because I am deathly afraid of this match, because I really do not have positive expectations. I'm actually regretting coming back for this one at this point, but who knew this was going to be the situation that we found ourselves in. I have dropped back to a more balanced mentality just to be on the safe side, and it seems to be working out. Only one shot on goal in the first 8 minutes, and it was an Ituano shot. But the first highlight of the match is going Goianiense's way. Marco Aurelio on the ball. He'll run it around the back of his defensive four. Guerra throwing it forward up the left wing. Chris is there, puts it into the middle. Daniel Lima heads it on. Andre gets his hands on it, but it is not enough to keep it out of the back of the net. And Goianiense takes an early 1-0 lead. VAR did take a look at it, but they deemed it to be a good goal. So 1 shot on goal, 1 shot on target, 1 point on the board for Atlético Goianiense. So we really do need to step things up a little bit here. Now, I'm not, again, super concerned about that, what this is going to do to our place in the table. As things stand, we are still in 10th, although Chapecoense has kind of crept up on us. So has Juventude, and we are only, as things stand right now, 4 points clear of Remo in that first relegation spot. So we need to step things up in the coming weeks. Hopefully, if we lose this match, which we most likely are going to, I mean, the odds were not even remotely in our favor. If we lose this match, hopefully it is not a high-scoring affair and we are not run off the pitch and it doesn't really have a negative effect on our team's psyche. I'm just hoping that the teams that are around us have similar similar schedules coming up where they're meeting up with teams that are well above them on the table. We have only played most of the teams that are in the relegation zone and just outside it, all those teams behind us. We have only played them once. So we do have an opportunity to pick up some points in the latter portion of the season. JP in control, 54th minute. Dispossessed, though, by Sanderley. Gets it into the midfield, but turned over. Gabriel Rosera stepping in one-on-one with Ronaldo, and he cannot beat the Goianiense keeper. Hopefully we can do something from the set piece. If we can equalize here, I will feel so much better about our performance right now. It is cleared away, but right back to the feet of JP. Abdias, Nathan Silva, JP, bit of a tough angle. Will put the shot on. It hits the inside of the post and somehow stays out. That does it. We are cooked for this match. If we could not score after hitting the inside of the post, then you know that things are just not going to go your way that afternoon. And we are still in the same highlight, the counterattack. JP, good tactical foul on Chris. Hopefully he is able to not get a yellow card, which he is not. JP and all of our right backs, frankly, over the last couple of years have had so much difficulty staying out of the referee's book. I'm not sure if there's something with the way the role is set up or just happens to be the guys that we play. I don't know what it is, but action is continuing. We are in control of the ball. Played ahead. Gabriel Rosera into the midfield. Pereira Silva looks to get it back to him, but Aurelio will get his foot in there. It's up for Daniel Lima. Dermano spinning it to Rafael Bilu in space. Bilu gets past his man, puts it into the middle. Dermanio chipping it on goal, but Andre up to the task, putting it behind for a corner for the home team, and they look like they're going to go short. Bilu getting it back from Guerra. Now Guerra again into the middle. Chris is there, and Andre is as well. Another massive save from the Ituano goalkeeper, and we continue. 57 minutes on the clock. Bilu sending it into the box this time, and another massive stop for Andre, this time off of a point-blank header off of the corner kick. And again, we are defensively, generally speaking, doing what we need to do in this match. It is just the offense that has completely fallen asleep. And the fact that we have scored a fair number of goals, but in such concentrated chunks, gives me pause. And Gabriel Poveda, another assist for Chris in this one. It's now 2-0. I don't know what it is about Nathan Silva, but it seems like every time I turn around, that boy will not jump for a header, and he just seeds so many goals. That's why he hasn't been playing for us, really. And frankly, if we did get a good deal, I would sell him. I have made the decision to pull him out of the match. Igor is in his place. Paulo Alexandre now at the base of the midfield, but Chris with it again, into the middle again, and Bilu denied again by Andre. How Andre is on a 6.6 rating only, I do not know, because he has been absolutely fantastic. 6.4 for Igor doesn't make me feel great. We're going to bring in Marcus Enrique, if I can click on him, as our right back to spell JP. Nothing wrong with JP's game. Vinny Oliveira also not looking so great on the right side. So we can't pause the match anymore, apparently. So we are going to make a change there as well. Bring in Lucas, the youngster there, and Manuel Rodriguez will come in on the left wing. Not really expecting a lot from them with just about 5 minutes or so in regulation here, and down 2-0. Honestly, it could have been so much worse, and Andre has been absolutely spectacular. Even though the match rating doesn't show it, we were dominated in that one by Atlético Goianiense. We were lucky that it was only 2-0. We are lucky that we are still in 10th place, but that gap between where we are in relegation, well, it's getting smaller and smaller. I mean, we've played pretty well. We've only given up 14 goals since the start of the month of June. Problem is, we've only scored 10, and the distribution of those goals scored just, frankly, hasn't been great. 5 here, 3 here. Yeah, that's a problem. If you enjoyed that episode, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and come on back next time for more of our Youth Academy Challenge with Ituano in Brazil's Série B. I look forward to seeing you then. Until then, my friends, bye-bye.